just got out of a boxing movie. I know how much you love boxing, Mr. Jones. We're talking about Southpaw today. I was actually really excited to see this movie because I love Jake Gyllenhaal and I love Rachel McAdams. She is a Canadian treasure. It is. She's a Canadian treasure.
She's a Canadian treasure.
Right?
Listen, I got a little aside about me before we go any further.
Of course, as usual.
You know, if I could be a famous athlete in any sport, I would always want to be a boxer. I love boxing, and I love boxing movies so much. I love Raging Bull. I love Rocky. Don't make fun of me.
No, it's great.
This is very serious stuff, very dramatic stuff, and really, for boxing, there's no place else for it to go at this point. I mean, we had that huge fight that was terrible not too long ago. Now the UFC reigns supreme, but boxing as a sport really only belongs in the movies at this point. That made me really excited to see this. Also, the fact that Nightcrawler last year, we both enjoyed that so much, and Jake Gyllenhaal we felt like was on a hot streak. Is he still on his hot streak, Marissa Roberto?
I think he's a phenomenal actor, and the acting in this movie is on point. Like, they really pull you in, and I was so involved in the story, especially the story between Rachel McAdams and Jake Gyllenhaal and their love, because you really felt it on screen.
I agree with you.
And I love the setup of all of that.
The three of us. That's it. That's all that matters. So I'm going to tell you the truth. You're going to be punch drunk in 2 years if you keep this up.
And you know what happens because they showed in the trailer.
Do they show it?
Yeah, they show it, which is what I was
She dies.
Yeah, which is what I'm disappointed with because I already knew going in that she's gonna be gone and she's gonna be gone soon. So I didn't want her to leave because the second she left, I was so sad.
No, 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 no. But you know what? Once Rachel McAdams' character dies in this film, she's no longer there. And you're right, there's something really special about the chemistry between these two actors. They really sold me as a couple. And then the movie never really recovers from that tragedy after that.
That's true. You're absolutely right about that because it's just very sad. It's very sad. I was still involved in the story, even though you kind of know what's going to happen next and you see the progression of it. But that still wasn't enough to stop me from being intrigued and being interested in the story because the acting, man, the acting is so good. It's so good.
I'll give you my everything. You get my everything. It's about my family. I can't lose my darling.
All the stuff that happens in the ring, and there are a couple of fights over the course of the movie. One big one at the beginning, one big one at the end. That's the way all boxing movies are structured. And so those fights are fine. They're very impactful, very dramatic. But everything in between the smaller scenes, for me, just didn't really resonate enough. It felt too maudlin. It felt too melodramatic. It felt too Lifetime movie to me. It's the, Jake Gyllenhaal trying to get custody of his daughter again, who's estranged from him and taken away by child services, and he starts drinking, and I don't know, I was disappointed in this. I don't think it holds a candle to Rocky. I don't think it holds a candle to Raging Bull. And for me, this is kind of a heartbreak. This is kind of a disappointment. After one of my favorite sports is on the fade, now boxing movies are on the fade too.
Oh man, you brought me so down. No,
Really?
you're right. You have excellent points. You're making excellent points. I agree with you. I'm just wondering now if the story just could have been completely different. Like if Rachel McAdams' character didn't die. Like how I know how the story would have changed for me and how much more involved I would have been in this boxer's life, and I would have been along for the ride because this guy makes so many freaking stupid mistakes. The dumbest mistakes, and you just feel like, how can you be that stupid? You're shouting at the screen, or you want to shout at the screen, and so those are the disappointing moments for me in the film. I did enjoy it though. I thought the choreography with the boxing was phenomenal.
I don't think that's enough. I feel like the writing isn't quite good enough. I feel like the actors are good, but there's not enough for them to do. And I really am just going to blame it on Antoine Fuqua. I think if anybody's going to shoulder the blame here, it's him. It's not Rachel McAdams.
No.
It's not Jake Gyllenhaal.
Definitely
Those two
not.
people are incredible. But somehow this movie just doesn't all add up to enough. It should be worth more than this, considering what's on display here.
I wanted more for sure, but I still think people should see the movie.
Let's find a score for Southpaw.
Gets an 8.
8?
Yeah.
You're crazy. Gets a 4 from me.
Makes me feel like boxing.
EP's movie coverage is brought to you by Nintendo, makers of Splatoon for the Wii U.